We're going to explain how to import a TGA file into Blender. Blender doesn't directly support TGA files by default, so we need to use an image sequence or a workaround. Here's how. 1. Method 1. Using an image sequence. Recommended. This is the most reliable method. Often TGA files are actually part of a larger sequence. For example, image 0001.tga, image 0002.tga, etc. If your TGA is a single image, skip ahead to method 2. In Blender, go to the image editor. Click Open, the folder icon, and navigate to the folder containing your TGA sequence. Import the first image from the sequence. Blender should automatically detect the sequence and import all the files, creating an animation. Note that the file names must follow a sequential naming convention. For example, image 0001.tga, image 0002.tga, and so on for it to work. Otherwise, Blender won't recognize them as a sequence. 2. Method 2. Using a converter. If you have a single TGA. If you only have one TGA file, Blender might struggle to import it directly. You'll need to convert it to a format Blender understands, such as PNG or JPG. There are many free online converters and software programs available. Once you've converted your TGA file to a PNG or JPG, open Blender, go to the image editor, click Open, and select your newly converted image file. The image will be imported. This method is easy for single images, but an image sequence is far better if you have one. 3. Importing into a material. After successfully importing your image into the image editor, you can use it in your materials. Create a new material. Go to the shader editor, add a new material. In the materials settings, add an image texture node. Click on the image slot to select the image you just imported. Connect the image texture node to the base color input of the principled BSDF node, for example. Then assign this material to an object in your scene. 4. Troubleshooting. If you encounter problems, ensure your TGA file is not corrupted. Try using a different TGA file or a different converter if using method 2. Also, double-check that your file paths are correct and that Blender has the necessary permissions to access the files. Verify that the sequence is correctly numbered if you are using an image sequence. 5. Alternative converters. While online converters are convenient, you might consider dedicated image editing software like GIMP or Photoshop to perform this conversion. These tools can perform more advanced image manipulation if needed before importing into Blender. This covers the primary ways to import a TGA file into Blender. Remember, using an image sequence is the most reliable approach, especially for animation work. Using a converter is a good fallback if you only have a single image. Once imported, you can then use it in any area of Blender that utilizes images.